When my daughter called and asked if her son, Aiden, could stay the weekend with me, I hesitated. It wasn't that I didn't want him here. Aiden had always been a sweet boy, 17 now, tall, soft-spoken, and polite. But something in me had changed over the years. I had grown too comfortable in my loneliness, too good at locking away the past. Still, I said yes. It was Friday evening when his car pulled into the driveway. I stood on the porch, heart fluttering with nerves. Aiden stepped out, with his duffel bag slung over one shoulder, his face breaking into a warm smile. He looked so much like his grandfather. Well, the man he thought was his grandfather. "Hi, Grandma," he said, hugging me tightly. "Hi, sweetheart. Come on in." We made small talk over dinner. He told me about school, how he was thinking of joining the photography club, and how he had a crush on a girl who didn't know he existed. I laughed gently, charmed by his honesty. But beneath my smiles, something old and aching stirred. That night, Aiden asked if he could look through some old photo albums for a school project. I led him to the hall closet and pulled out a few boxes. As he flipped through the pages on the living room rug, I poured myself a glass of wine and sat in my favorite chair, watching him with a strange blend of love and guilt. "Who's this?" he asked suddenly, holding up a photo. My heart stopped. The photo was from the summer of 1985. I was sitting on the hood of a red convertible, smiling like I had no secrets. Next to me was a man with dark hair, piercing green eyes, and a grin that could melt glass. His arm was around my waist. It wasn't my late husband, Richard. It was Jack. "Oh," I said, trying to sound breezy. "That's a friend from a long time ago." "A friend? You look really close. I've never seen this guy before in any of Mom's photo albums." I walked over, took the photo gently from his hand, and stared at it. Memories washed over me like warm water. Jack had been more than a friend. He had been everything. Back in the summer of '85, Richard and I had been married for 6 years. Our marriage wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. He was distant, often away for work, and when he was home, the silence between us was deafening. Then I met Jack. He was a contractor working on the neighbor's deck. I was home alone most days, and he would wave when I brought in the mail. Eventually, we struck up conversations. One turned into two. Two turned into him coming inside when it rained. Jack saw me. He looked at me like I was still alive inside, like I was worth something, like I was desired. One afternoon, it happened. I had invited him in for lemonade. We talked on the couch. Then he touched my hand, and I didn't pull away. I wanted it. No, needed it. We spent 3 months in a quiet, secret affair. Every Tuesday and Thursday, while Richard was gone, Jack and I made love like the world might collapse around us. It was more than physical. We laughed. We dreamed. He made me feel like a woman again, not just a wife and mother. But summer ended. Jack had to leave for another job out of state. He wanted me to go with him. I didn't. I stayed. I told him goodbye and cried for weeks. Then I buried the memories. Aiden was staring at me, still waiting for an answer. "You look like him," I said, before I could stop myself. He blinked. "What do you mean?" I sat back down, heart pounding. I hadn't said it aloud in decades. That man in the photo, Jack, he wasn't just a friend. He was someone I loved. Aiden's eyebrows lifted, curious. "But you were married to Grandpa Richard." I was, and Jack was a mistake I never forgot. I took a deep breath, but not because I didn't love him. I did. That's what made it a mistake. Aiden looked down at the photo again, then at me. "Did Mom ever know?" I shook my head slowly. "Number she never found out. Neither did your grandfather." I stayed. I did what I thought was right. But sometimes, I wonder what life would have been if I had gone. The room went quiet. "Why are you telling me this?" Aiden asked softly. I met his eyes, and in them, I saw a gentleness I didn't deserve. "Because you're old enough now, and because you asked. I won't lie to you. I've made choices I regret, and some I don't." He was silent for a long time. Then he reached over and held my hand. "You loved him," he said. "I did." "Do you still?" Tears welled in my eyes. In a way, yes. The next day, Aiden asked if we could visit a nearby lake. It was a place I hadn't been in years, a place Jack and I used to meet when we didn't want anyone to see us. We stood at the shore in silence. He suddenly turned and looked at me. Did he ever know about Mom? I stared at the water, my voice caught in my throat. I don't know. She was conceived around that time, but I never told him, or Richard. His mouth parted, stunned. You mean there's a chance he's my real grandfather?